talk about privacy by design, which was conceptualized to enumerate a user's right in a ubiquitous computing environment. Many of these concepts could be utilized in smart city protection of privacy and security. The first concept is the right to notification. Users have a right to know what, when, and why data is being collected. In smart cities, this can be difficult due to the variety of volume of data being collected, but the transparent dissemination of protocols and strict adherence to these protocols is paramount. The second concept is the right to consent. Users have the right to opt in or opt out of data collection. This is difficult in smart cities, but could be integrated into publicly passed laws or an opt-out basis. The third concept is the right to anonymity and pseudonymity, which is a high priority in many previously discussed plans. The fourth concept is the right to proximity or locality-based data collection. This means that the data should only be collected when it is relevant to the user. This is difficult in smart city applications because the user is almost always close to a sensor and may not always receive tangible benefits. However, this should still be integrated into smart city plans. The fifth concept is the right to security, which is discussed later in this presentation. The final concept is the right to access and recourse. This means the user has the right against over collection of data. Again, this is difficult in smart cities, but should be carefully considered during data pre-processing. A key part of implementing privacy and security in smart cities is weighing the potential benefits of the overall system. Enhancing the privacy and security of the system often comes at the cost of functionality, utility, precision, and efficiency. Therefore, it is important to consider the possible risks to privacy and security in relation to the benefits of the smart city system. First, the feasibility of the system refers to the potential overall benefit gained. Does it offer a tangible benefit or reduction in harm? Second, the convenience of the system refers to the potential improvement over typical systems. Does it offer a markable benefit over non-smart city systems? Third, the communitarian aspect of the system is the potential societal benefit of the system. Does it do more harm than good to society? Fourth, the egalitarian aspect of the system is equitability of potential benefits. Does the system benefit only one group of people at the cost of another, or does it benefit all? All of these concerns need to be considered when deciding whether a smart city feature is worth implementing. However, the answer to many of these questions depends on who's answering it. In this case, smart cities should pay special attention to the wishes of the cultures, region, and individuals it is supporting when making these considerations. Additionally, it should weigh how critical the application it is using these aspects for.
One future research area in the realm of smart cities is specifically in crowd sensing. So crowd sensing makes use of the fact that the majority of individuals in modern cities own smartphones and other smart devices and carry those devices with them at all times. Crowd sensing is a technique that smart cities use in order to turn individuals into sensors to get better information about what's going on in the city. Individuals can consent to sharing this information with the government or with private companies that will make use of that data to inform different smart city infrastructures. There are many concerns associated with crowd sensing that are still being developed and researched upon. For example, the trustworthiness and validity of information from citizens is a concern to whatever entity is managing the collection of this data, because many times they are given incentives in order to consent to disclosing their information, and thus some people could feel the need or the desire to falsify this information. Another concern is the privacy concern for the individual in making their private information public or semi-public, or just available to a specific entity. Now, this is a concern because potential attackers can get personal information even from anonymized data. This is a concern because potential attackers could infer personal information from anonymized data. Even though it is anonymous, there are ways that the attackers could potentially go in and try to see very private personal information from individuals who didn't know that they were disclosing those informations. Another future research area in the realm of security for smart cities is the idea of false data injection, because the possibility for false data injection in different phases of the data collection process of smart city sensing infrastructure is real and it is possible. Even with digital signature techniques that are used currently in sensing infrastructure, smart cities are still vulnerable to the tampering of information. There are proposals in order to fix this, for example, using machine learning and data science to train a computer to identify the bounds on a reasonable set of data from a sensor, so that exceptional data and exceptional readings from sensors could be marked and flagged as potentially false data injection. But this is a rather simple solution and could be very easily manipulated. So this is still an open question of research in the realm of smart cities. Another useful area for future research is in the realm of smart tourism. Now, tourism is a very important industry to many cities in general and very important to many smart cities as well, because tourists bring in a lot of income to local businesses. Smart technology is now being applied to tourism in many locations, and this has been developing over the past few years. Smart technology can help tourists with navigation and finding out information in new and foreign locations while they are traveling. So certain applications are being proposed and are being developed in order to integrate smart city infrastructure with smart tourism. For example, the iTour system, which we reviewed in our survey project. These applications seek to make the tourist feel safe, informed, and independent while they travel, because traveling can be a very overwhelming experience and sometimes you don't speak the language that other people are speaking around you. But with any application of technology, like smart tourism, there are security risks in these systems. Many security and privacy concerns exist in the realm of smart tourism. Tourists are a very highly vulnerable category of people, even when they're not in a smart city, and they're made even more vulnerable when they use smart technology. Tourists create a very large digital footprint when they travel, because they're using technology in order to look for locational information, and they're highly unfamiliar with their surroundings, so they may be using Google to try to figure out different words in a different language, or book their hotels, etc. Location services create vulnerability for traveling individuals. Like what I discussed earlier with smart transportation, location information is highly sensitive, and so that presents a serious security concern, especially because while traveling, people are more willing to forego regular security measures, so they might accept dangerous privacy agreements or simply forego any privacy concerns when they're handling their own locational information and giving that information to foreign entities. Information governance is also a concern in smart tourism, because while traveling, individuals are interacting with many different entities like governments and different companies that they wouldn't usually be interacting with, and these entities may have different privacy restrictions than those individuals are used to. And finally, there are still many studies being conducted. Smart tourism is still in very early stages of its development as a realm of technology and application of smart technology. So there are still studies being done in these security concerns.